This is a Thunder Game Report.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Thunder getting ready to go out on the court tonight. Thabo Sefolosha out there along with a couple other guys. Thabo will spend a lot of his time tonight guarding a former teammate, Kevin Martin, who was really hot last night for Minnesota in their win over the Lakers. Kmart had 32 points. Kevin Love had 31 plus 17 rebounds, but Love also took a very hard fall last night, and his availability is in question tonight. The Timberwolves also will not have center Nikola Pekovic. That's a big loss for them. And they're not going to have Corey Brewer either, who spends a lot of his time when he's on the floor when these two teams match up defending Kevin Durant. So could be a tough night for Minnesota. We had a chance to talk to both head coaches a little bit ago, Scott Brooks for the Thunder and Rick Adelman for the Timberwolves.
Kevin Love's one of the best players in the league. Just watching his game last night, he has such a unique combination of skills, and he has a terrific skill set. He has the finesse that he can step back and shoot a three, but he also has the workmanlike lunch pail type of mentality where he gets rebounds and offensive rebounds. He dives on the floor. He took a tough hit last night, got up and continued to play. He had scratches all over his body from just the physical style of play. So he's a really good player that understands how to play, and he's a problem. He's definitely a problem. He's an all-star multiple times for a reason, because he can rebound and score in many different spots on the floor.
Pekovic had 31 the last time you guys saw him. How much different is it knowing he's not going to be out there?
Well, we should do a pretty good job on him tonight, and there's no question. He's really good. I mean, he's right there with all the other potential all-star players. But we feel our bigs do a great job defensively. You know, sometimes the offensive player gets the better of us, but most of the times they don't. But he's a guy that is definitely a problem, and but they still have enough to win games, and they have. But Kevin Love is definitely a major concern. Their offensive rebounds is good. Their transition threes. Kevin Martin obviously is a good player.
Speaking of Kevin Love, there's so many good power forwards in the conference that surge tends to get lost in discussion sometimes. How is he able to increase his scoring with Russell being out? Russell gets so many easy looks, and just how would you describe the level he's playing at right now?
Well, like a lot of our players, it's been a work in progress for a lot of years. He is starting to have a really good feel for the game, especially the two-man games. We can put him in with KD. KD is going to demand a lot of attention. We set a screen. Most teams, they're going to put an extra body on KD. So Serge does a good job of separating, and he's one of the best mid-range shooters in the game. And he's doing a great job of catching the basketball. But that's been also a work in progress, but I think he's done a great job. There's so many there's so many good players. There's so many good power forwards, and there's so many good point guards in the West that he kind of does get lost in the shuffle. But we understand what he brings to our team. He's definitely an all-star level in my eyes, and what he does for our team. He rebounds, he blocks shots, he alters shots. His rebounds have gone up. His shooting percentage is high. His points have gone up.
Is he getting closer to the basket this year, or how do you look at the stats? He worked so hard in his mid-range shot last year. I know he's still getting that, but he's shooting 53% or something like that.
Yeah, you know what he's doing better this year when he does roll. He's ready to catch and finish right away, and he's seeing the pitchers much quicker. And that's sounds easy. It looks easy, but there's a lot of work that goes into that. You have to be able to catch the ball on the fly and put yourself in a position not to get a charge. And if there is a guy, you have to make sure you make the right pass, and you have to do that all within a second. But I think he's understanding with all the work that we put him through in practice to simulate those opportunities, and I think it's really paying off. His mid-range game is good. We don't want to ever take that away. Low post scoring, a lot of people talk about that, but if you look at the percentages, that's not the best of shots. It's a high 30s. But his mid-range game is one of the best in the league. Why not continue to shoot that shot?
Is the synergy between he and Kevin better now than it's ever been in Durant?
I think so. It's Russell and him have great opportunities. We put them in sets that the teams have to make a tough decision. I think that's what our guys understand at a higher level the last 3 or 4 years now, or 4 or 5 years of being together. And when teams make a decision on how to stop it, we can counter that immediately, and we don't have the extra dribble, the extra second where it's too late because that decision is already covered up. That KD and Serge really have done a good job almost throughout the year, but now particularly when Russell has been out during the stretch of games.
Love is basically played the entire second half last night, even after he took that kind of nasty fall. Is it different, you think, asking him to do that than a Durant or a Kobe to play the entire half just because of physical nature where he plays?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's what I love about professional athletes. Your job is to go in there and play as hard as you can for as long as you can, and if the coach wants you to play 24 straight minutes, you do it. I haven't been around one player that complains about minutes when it's too many minutes. It's always the other way around, but he plays a physical style of play, and he doesn't just take it. He gives it up too now. He's not a softy on the offensive end. He's pounding you and getting offensive rebounds by attacking your body, and he draws a lot of attention. His free throw shooting has gone up. His attempts, and even last night or the last couple of games, have been really good. But he's one of the best in the league.
For those of us who aren't here every night, what's it been like to watch KD take it even to another level? How he's played scored the last 3 weeks?
Well, it's been great. It's really good in my seat. He's been on an offensive tear really for 7 years, and to average 20 points as a 19-year-old player in this league was remarkable in itself. And I think every year he's gotten better. He understands defenses much better, and I think all that work that he has put in, the time that he spends in the film room and the practice floor, really has paid off. But the thing that I love, and I've said it many times, is he impacts the game defensively, and he impacts the game playmaking with his passing. He's going to be able to score a lot of points for a lot of years, but I think the level of defense and the level of playmaking has really taken our team to a good level.
How rare is it to have a guy of his size to be able to do so many things and be able to kind of run the offense through him?
It's very rare. A guy, his 6'9", 6'10", to be able to handle the ball like a point guard, to shoot with the best of them at any range is not an issue with him. He can shoot as he walks into the gym. He has great range, but he has great feel. He understands how the defense is playing. I think he's really enjoying that more so, and he doesn't get enough credit for this. I bring it up. You guys don't ever seem to want to bite on that, but he's really the cerebral part of his game is really at a high level. It's not easy to do what he does, and I say this with all respect to the opponent. They have 5 guys and a coaching staff that's trying their hardest to make him play bad offensively. They're not. We all love Kevin, but his opponents don't love him, and they don't want him to do well. But his IQ level is at a high level.
Russell out on the court shooting around in the spirits today. Talk about as we get close to the All-Star break now. Is he progressing the way you want to, and you see him every day? How's that going? Same timetable?
Yeah, I mean, I see him every day. He helps our team just being around. His energy, his leadership is very vital to our team's success. I know he hasn't played in a month or so, but he's still with us, and he still has helped us win games and put us in a position to get better during this month that he hasn't been with us. Don't know when he's going to come back. I just know it's It's going to be sometime after All-Star break. We don't know the exact date. He has to continue to improve and hit all those benchmarks our medical team has put in place. Until then, he won't be on the court. Absolutely. You know, he's going through the process every day. He's a worker. He doesn't take days off, and his mindset has always been that way.
Considering how you fought to make it into this league 20 years ago as a player and then as a coach as well, what does it mean to you to have a second chance to coach in the All-Star game?
Well, obviously it's an honor. I was talking to Jeff earlier. It's for selfish reasons. I love the opportunity to spend 2 or 3 days around some of the best players in the league, to get to establish relationships with them and get to pick their brain on how they do things and how they operate and how their talents work with mesh with their teammates. It's just a great opportunity for the organization. I wish we all can go. I mean, it's really important that we all understand that it's the organizational award, being able to coach the All-Star. It's not me, it's everybody in our building. We all are in the same mode of getting our players better and working to establish an identity that is consistent, that is a workers-like mentality, and I think our building has done a great job with that over the last 6 years.
What impact do you think it'll have on the Wolves tonight? Particularly defensively, they don't have Corey Brewer playing for them.
He's one of the best wing defenders. There's no question. He does a great job. Kevin had a good game against them last game, but he makes them work. I mean, I hate this. I mean, it's hard to say that a guy's done a great job defensively when Kevin had 48 points at their place, but he makes KD work, and that's what makes him a very good player. Not only that, he scores in transition. He's one of the guys that catches those outlet passes from Love that right on time, right on the money for an easy layup.
Is the silver lining in the Russell injury the fact that Reggie got to continue his development, Jeremy's got more minutes, and when he does come back, you guys as a group can be even stronger than you might have been otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, if there's one way to look at it, that is. I wish we didn't have to look at it that way, but it is. And when he comes back, we all have to make adjustments. That's another adjustment that we have to make as this season unfolds. When Russell comes back, there's going to be 30-something minutes that are going to have to be spread out. Guys that are used to playing extra minutes are going to have to take some minutes off. But if we want to continue to be a good team that are competing for a championship, we have to continue to make sacrifices. And they've always done that, and I don't see them changing their mindset.
So I'm walking in behind you. It looks like he's walking gingerly anyway.
Yeah, he's pretty stiff, so took a hard fall. So we'll just see how the night progresses.
Is it just the rest of his body, or is there any concern about his head, a concussion, or any?
No. He didn't hit his head or anything. More his neck, kind of whiplashed. Yeah.
What about Gorgie, Rick?
He should be okay. Yeah.
Did you see the video of Kevin's fall last night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Did it look any worse on replay?
It looked pretty bad. It was like he didn't hit his head. I don't know how he stopped himself from not getting hit. But it was, he got hit pretty good.
Rick, if you didn't have him, which way would you go at the 4?
I'd have to talk to the other coaches. We don't have a lot of options, probably DC.
How does it change things not having Corey to use on KD?
Well, we'll have to put Luke on him and go from there. Luke will start on him, and people are going to have to step up.
I assume as many bodies as you have on him, the better.
Yeah. You guys keep coming at him. We learned our lesson. I don't know if it was the last time when he got 48. So I think he's a tough guard. He's scored from so many places, and he's so long that even if he posts up and we double him, he just shoots over us before the double gets there. So he's obviously a very difficult guard for us.
He got 48. What kind of job did Corey do on him that night? Was it so?
I thought he worked really hard on him, but he hit all those threes coming down the court, past half court, and just let it go. But he's such a talent, and obviously the month of January he just was unbelievable. So. We're going to have to do it by committee and just figure out as the game goes.
Scott Brooks says he doesn't get enough credit for the cerebral part of his game. Do you agree with that?
Who?
Kevin
Durant?
Yeah.
I would just look at his physical game. I don't know. I don't know anything about his, but obviously he is really smart because he scores from so many different places. I think that's what he does. He sees what the other teams are trying to do, and he has a counter for it. But he seems like he's that kind of player. With Westbrook going down twice now, the team is still just keeps moving on. And that's a tribute to him and the rest of the guys and Scott. I mean, they've done an amazing job.
Rick, you've coached some great players and against some in your time. Where does he sit in your mind at this stage of his career, 7 seasons in, the uniqueness he brings night to night?
Well, I think you judge that by looking at it. He's always been a great scorer since he got into the league, but he keeps getting better in other areas. To me, that's what marks a really good player, a great player in this league. That every year he comes back and he's better in areas than he was before, and that's the mark of a great player. And the other thing is he leads his team, and they've been very successful. So I think he's one of the. Obviously, in the 7 years he's been here, he's been a real handful, and you got to give him a lot of credit. And there's still a lot more years to go for him.
How's Chase coming along?
He's coming along, but he's struggled some. He missed so much time that he just doesn't have the same confidence. I think right now that I think that'll come in time for him. But he'll have more of an opportunity tonight to get minutes and. So we're just hoping for him to just keep progressing and not have any setbacks.
Was there anything with Alexei last night or in recent games, or is it just you looking other ways for matchups?
Yeah, I mean, last night they went small and put Wes on Kevin, and I just decided I was going to play Luke defensively last night. So that's really all it was. You just can't. If one guy plays, somebody doesn't. I mean, you can't put 2 guys out there at the same position, leave one at one end, one at the other. I like that to happen, but I don't think that they're going to allow us to do that. So.
I was wondering if he was sick or.
No. It's just the way that the game went. They had Nick. We knew when Meeks got hurt that he was going to be in the game a lot. And we needed Corey or Luke on him. And he still got 24, but at least we can contain him a little bit better.
Kevin Martin had that big first quarter last night. He looked like he was in that shooting zone. Is that kind of a big thing for a shooter to feel that once in a while?
Yeah, he really had it going early in the game. You could just see. I mean, he was very aggressive, and he was getting his shots. And when he gets that going, I think it makes a big difference in him and how aggressive he is. And we've got to keep trying to give him the ball, So, but the way he started the game last night, it was good to see.
Timberwolves coach Rick Adelman, and in case you got in on the toward the end of that, he's not sure if Kevin Love's going to be able to go tonight. Corey Brewer won't go, and neither will Nikola Pekovic for the Timberwolves. You can check out my 10 before tip blog on NBA.com. Well, the very latest information for you there, whether Kevin Love will be playing tonight or not. And click back with us later on tonight. We'll have full post-game coverage from inside the Thunder locker room right here on ThunderGameReport.com.